All right, we're back. Brother, welcome back to the show, man. We have
Hey.
a lot of things to discuss. Last time we talked, we were in the middle of the semifinals, and now we are in game two of the NBA Finals as we record this pod. So, how are you doing, most importantly? And welcome back to the show, man. I'm excited.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Life is good. Can't complain. We're getting here to the summer.
Yeah.
Baby on the way. All is good.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So like I said, last time we spoke was the semifinals. So let's just kind of backtrack a little bit. We won't spend too much time on these series. Obviously, they've already happened and people have digested them as they have. But the series that we were most like surprised about was the Pacers and the Cavs. I mean, last time we talked, the Pacers had just stolen games two, or sorry, they stole the first two games in Cleveland. And they were up 3-1. Looks like they were about to end the series, and boy, did they. They beat the Cavs' ass. So where does this kind of leave the Cavs? Because I said earlier, when they got DeAndre Hunter, who was terrible in the playoffs, he barely played, but this was their best chance to win an NBA championship this season. Or at least make it to the finals. Like this was going to be their best chance. This was before I knew Tatum was going to get hurt. This was before I knew Dame was going to get hurt. This is before I knew that they were going to play a Knicks team who just didn't have it. But where does this like go for the Cleveland Cavaliers heading into the summer? Because they got decimated in this series.
Yeah, it feels like they be playing themselves if they just stand pat, right? Like they can't really pay all those
Exactly.
guys and just, it's cool that they win 60 plus games, but if you can't even get to the conference finals,
Yeah.
then or not even close to that, then what are we doing here? So
Do you think
um,
that they're going to try to use the injury excuse? Oh, Darius Garland missed 2 games. Oh, Evan Mobley missed a game. What do you think?
It doesn't sound like it because what I've been hearing is the GM is like, yeah, we got to be better like this, we just got to keep growing, and Brian Windhorst is out here talking about they might break up the backcourt, like Darius Garland might be on the market or be on the block, um, and Jared Allen didn't give them anything when they
No.
needed it, so you got to feel like this might be time to phase that out, and Mobley, you're the center now, and let's start making teams that's more modern instead of trying to do the too big look, because if that takes away their advantage, like that's what made them a little more unique compared to other teams, and if Jared Allen is just ineffective totally, then that really kneecaps them.
You
Not to
know,
mention, of course, they were hurt. Garland,
yeah.
he looked pathetic out there with his toe issue. I mean, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I give him a pass, but everybody else should have been able to perform better. They shouldn't have lost that quickly.
Yeah. Look, look, after knowing what I know about this Pacers team now, this was just a terrible matchup for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like I think we all saw the team that won 64 games, started out 15-0. They dominated the regular season. They were the best team all year in the Eastern Conference. I was just like, there's no way that they should lose to a Pacers team who is rising, but I mean, this Cavs team should perform when it matters most, and they just didn't. Talk about Jared Allen. I mean, oh my God, like this dude is just a dinosaur on the court. Like Miles Turner he was making Miles Turner look like an all-star. Like, I mean, my goodness. But yeah, man,
You
this
kind of forget
Cavs
that he's
team,
only like 6'9".
Miles Turner,
Jared Allen, he's not that big.
is he? I thought he was a
So when he gets
7-footer.
physical out there, no, it's the afro, I think. But he's actually only like 6'9", 6'10".
Wow.
And when he gets physical and it slow down out there, it just really shows. In the playoffs, he has not been performing the last couple of years.
Last couple of years, yeah. That sucks because I mean he was definitely like a trade candidate I was looking for.
Yeah, after this series, I actually started looking at his profile more. I was like, dang, he's only 6'9"? No way. I mean, okay, even without shoes, okay, that's 6'10" with shoes, but yeah, that's just way shorter. I thought he was a legit 7'1". He looked big out
Yeah.
there. He
I
must
mean,
be
but
lanky.
still, yeah, he is. But still, I still think his style would fit more with the Luka than it does with the Donovan Mitchell. But that's neither here nor there. Who cares about that? I mean, we're not going to get Jared Allen, are we? Anyway, Evan Mobley, one Defensive Player of the Year. I guess we need to discuss that. Shout out to him, but he's went home in the second round. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he had a terrible series, but he just didn't, he didn't step up his level. He pretty much was on the same thing.
Yeah.
So, for them to reach the next level, I'm glad Mobley took this step. He was an all-star defensive player of the year this year, but he's got to take another step. I think he's got to be their best player. I mean, maybe Donovan Mitchell might be their go-to scorer in the fourth quarter or whatever, but like I feel like Mobley's got to be their MVP.
Wow. Okay.
For them to get where they should be to reach their potential. Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he's a fantastic player, bro. Like I hate to have to like always sound like I'm a hater when I'm talking about Donovan Mitchell, but like I just feel like it's only so much he can do. He's 6'2", 6'3". He's explosive scorer. He's actually a really, really good shooter too. Not just athletic. For most other teams, for the Lakers, I think I like him on the Lakers. So I think I would, yes, depending on the team makeup. But most teams would love to have a guy like that. But I just don't feel like he could be your best player.
He can't be your number one.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Warriors series. Another quick series. Once Steph got hurt in Game 1, this was pretty much over.
Before we move on.
Oh, go ahead.
So, how much were you like convinced by the Pacers by this point? Did you think they were legit, or were you just like, the Cavs on some bullshit?
I think I was more that the Cavs were on bullshit just because they were hurt. They were hurt.
I mean, still consider them a fluke, kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that I consider the Pacers a fluke, but one of your best players missed the first 2 games. Your defensive player of the year missed a crucial game 2. I mean, it's hard to win without your best players. And then Donovan Mitchell gets hurt in the first half of one of these games. He doesn't play the second half. It's just like, okay, it's one thing if you're the Knicks and you have all your guys and you're getting dismantled, but it's another thing if you can't even, compete with the guys that got you there. To me, that's why I say I was more so on, okay, the Cavs are just bullshitting here than I need to give the Pacers credit, even though they were incredible in the series, but they didn't play a complete team until they played the Eastern Conference Finals. So.
Yes. Okay. So lastly, sadly, the Cavs brought back a lot of talks about that Joe Johnson, Al Horford led Hawks, Cal Korver days when they had 4 or 5 All-Stars or whatever and lost in the first or second round, had 60+ wins.
They went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Did they? Okay. Yeah.
They got swept by LeBron and the Cavs, but they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. So hopefully for the Cavs' sake, they realize that, it's not great to just be good in the regular season.
Yeah.
You'll be remembered that way.
For sure. The Wolves and the Warriors, as I was saying, man, this series is pretty much over once Steph got hurt in Game 1. The injury was severe enough to where he couldn't play in the rest of the series. Even though the Warriors were trying to say that, he might be in Game 6, maybe in Game, well, don't do it. It would have been the Kevin Durant thing all over again. He would have fucked around and tore his Achilles, and at 36, 37, we just don't 37. Need that. Yeah, we don't need that. How he plays
running around, I just don't know if he'd be effective with the bum hammy.
Yeah.
Before he got hurt, did you think the Warriors?
I thought the Warriors were going to win. I thought they were going to win. Yeah,
I still had the Wolves, but because their size issue the Warriors had. But I did think it was going to be more competitive, obviously. Yeah.
So to me, the size issue isn't a thing for the Warriors, in my opinion, because that's been their quote unquote issue for 10 years, throughout their dynasty.
But at least they did have centers, right? They
had centers that didn't play.
They had Zaza. They had guys that could just give you something out there. Like now they don't have anything. Like they're running out Quentin Post and
Kevon Looney, baby, NBA champ Kevon Looney.
he's also like 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah. He's little. He's little, and he feels little out there, but he battles. I mean,
yeah.
Kevon Looney can fuck around and get you 20 rebounds.
Last time, it was like he was out there looking like Wilt. What's going on? He's 20 rebound games. Or Bill Russell, I should say.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's not really much to say about this series.
Yeah, there's really not. Yeah. Wolves won easily, convincingly, as they should have. When the best players.
There was a couple games that were close. I mean, we thought Jimmy could maybe get steal them a game. He had one game where he had 30, but he didn't really. Once it got to like crunch time, he didn't really have it, and then that was it. He didn't really. He just punched in 15-point games and called it a series.
Yeah, just laid down and took it.
Which does not bode well for their future, by the way. If they're about to pay him $55-60 million a year, and they need him to be Batman to Steph Superman, or whatever they're trying to say.
I don't know. I think Jimmy just kind of realized the situation. He realized that they weren't going to win without Steph. Seriously, I seriously believe
get a game, bro.
For what? For what, bro? Steph wasn't healthy, man. He could not have played and contributed in the series. I do not believe he could have. So What's the point in extending the series to 6 games or 7 games just to get mollywopped? Or to fuck around and win and play OKC?
Well, no. I think he would have ran out there for Game 6 against it. He would have been 70%. I just don't think he would have been what they needed. But maybe he'd just been a decoy, and that could have helped.
Yeah. What's the next one here? Knicks and the Celtics. Yeah, last time we spoke, it was right after Jason Tatum tore his Achilles, even though we didn't know, the confirmation wasn't out there. But unfortunately, it is confirmed. It is a torn Achilles for Jason Tatum. He's probably going to miss all of next season, unless the Celtics try to rush him out there, which I hope they don't. But yeah, man, it's just a real unfortunate situation for Tatum. I will say the Knicks were handling the Celtics before he got hurt. But
they were already pretty much. That was the last 2-3 minutes of the game, Game 5, right? They were already about to go down 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt the Celtics would have came back from that.
Yeah, yep.
But maybe. I mean, they were the defending champions. They were the better team. They were up 20 in all games. 3 games. Yeah, all games. So maybe they could have came back. I don't know.
Or double digits. I don't want to say 20. They were up double digits in every game, except I think Game 6, which they convincingly lost. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just you don't ever expect to see somebody in their prime, 26, 27, to tear their Achilles. Like, it's not like he was out there playing, Tibbs ball, playing 40 minutes a game, or just doing the most. So that's just we got to have a study on this, man. Like, we're starting to see more of these Achilles and ACL injuries, and maybe it's the pace of the game. I don't know, but that's tough. That's a big blow for the league. Big blow for basketball. Big blow for DC and the Superman. He was in all the commercials.
Yeah, that's funny.
That was tough. But yeah, that's sorry, Nick. Sorry, Celtics fans. Y'all, at least y'all got y'all one.
One. Yeah, one. No
the
repeats.
Dynasty's over.
It is over. Thank God.
I wonder what they're gonna do though, because they can't afford to bring all these guys back. Like, they're paying Derek White and Drew Holiday $30 million. Al Horford is a free agent.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Porzingis, is he a free agent or?
I think he has 2 years left on his deal.
Okay, he got a couple more years.
Or maybe a year and then a team option or something like that. But
I think that's what it is. Yeah. So that's gonna be tough to move even with that. So I guess Derek White is like they're most likely to go unless they
I think it's Drew Holiday
or something. Man, that's a tough contract. He's got like 3 more years on that thing.
Yeah.
$30 million.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I mean, I feel like even though we kind of saw his effectiveness kind of slip in this Knicks series, like Jalen Brunson was busting his ass. But I still think there are a lot of teams that would love a Drew Holiday. That can
look, we always talk about the Lakers context. We would love a player like that.
I would love
Derek White, honestly. But for that, I would pay Derek White his salary. But Drew Holiday, I don't know, man.
I'd pay him $30 million.
That's tough.
Yeah, no, yeah. To be with Luka Doncic, yes, bro. Please go over here, cover for any weakness that Luka has. Please save us. I would absolutely pay Drew Holiday $30 million to play with Luka. Yes.
Okay.
I would.
That's a lot of conviction there, but I maybe, but I don't know. That's a lot of money for a guy over 30.
Look, hold on, real quick.
Putting up numbers
real quick. Speaking of Luka, I know you've seen all these.
Yeah, buddy, let's get it.
This nigga looks skinny. It's so funny to me, bro.
Love to see it. He's taking the criticism to heart, or maybe he's just, trying to get for real. Now that he's in the spotlight. So.
It's so funny. First of all, people are stalking his wife's Instagram page to make sure that his wife is cooking healthy meals,
him rice and peas and carrots and that's
feeding this nigga like a baby.
Bro,
oh man,
it's some steak.
No.
Chicken and fish, nigga.
Right, nigga. Hey, shout out to Luka, man. It appears that he's trying to, take himself seriously. So we'll see what actually happens when the season starts. But yeah,
for sure. Hope Rob and them see that, make some moves. Let's get right. Let's not just punt on this next season. I really don't want that.
Yeah. Next series here is the Thunder and the Nuggets. Man, this was a pretty good series. Went 7 games. Nikola Jokic lost the MVP to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He won his first MVP in this series. And for the most part in this series, he was actually really good in this series. I mean, I think he averaged close to 30 points a game on decent efficiency, not like Shea efficiency, but decent efficiency. Jalen Williams, I thought that he really grew up in this series, like because he was terrible in the first. Well, I guess I can't really count the first round. In the first few games of this series, he was terrible. Like
I was about to say,
6 of 20, 6 of 25. I was like, wow, like okay, like I believe in this guy again. And I think that ultimately he was the reason that they ended up winning this series. He was just great defensively and offensively in this series. But this was just a really good back and forth, man. Aaron Gordon, game winners. They stole game one in Oklahoma City. And Joker was just, this dude's just incredible, bro. Like,
you know what?
Incredible.
He was incredible, but that was like one of his worst series in a while. Like in the aggregate, like the Thunder did a pretty good job on him. Like he never really went off. Like he pretty much hit his numbers.
I was about to say what they did was they took away everybody else and they essentially just played him one-on-one with either Hartenstein or Chet. And when those guys were in foul trouble, they were using Caruso to front the post and just double him hard. But
I missed that guy, man.
Yeah, like but like this is what I've been preaching. Like you can't let Joker get 30 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists. Like you can't do it. You're not gonna win. Take away his assists. Like first of all, Michael Porter Jr., God bless his soul, he was trying to play through a shoulder injury. He fucking sucked.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything.
He was terrible in this series. Aaron Gordon trying to play through a calf injury in game 6 and 7. He just, I mean, you can just see it, bro. Like he literally couldn't sprint. Like he could not sprint.
Didn't he have a grade 2 calf strain? And
Yeah,
he still played through it or something. Like,
yes,
bro, you were out of your mind. Like, I was scared for him, but
yeah. Jamal Murray, boy, he was in hell for most of the series with Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, and they just really didn't get anybody. I mean, they just really didn't get anything from anybody else. So yeah, they ended up winning in 7 games. But
I mean, it got to the point where they actually relied on Westbrook to like have a Westbrook. Like they didn't win if he didn't have like a crazy like some kind of
hitting 3 threes.
Yeah, just like so. Which is you're not gonna win if that's
you're not gonna win. Nope.
Yeah, it'll be thrilling. You'll win some, but you will lose some, and you will lose a lot. You will lose when you need it. So he didn't crash and burn like we kind of prayed, but or expected, I should say. Didn't pray on the man down, but expected. But actually, on that note, you hear he's getting recruited to come out to EuroLeague. They're about to throw him like some crazy.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, he's not going for it, I don't think. But no, is anybody going to pay him $50 million if they offer it?
Yes, it was some kind of historic contract to an American or something. They said. So I don't know. But yeah, the Nuggets, man, I don't. I give them a lot of credit. I thought they were dead at many times throughout the season. I thought getting Westbrook was going to kill their season. They still persevered, even though the Lakers had a higher seed. They fired their coach with like a week left in the season. David Adelman, he did a pretty good job. He got out coached in that series, but like he did, for a guy who just took over at the end of the season.
To say he's got like 10 games of experience.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, they just had like you said, they had
personnel issues.
4 guys, and then once Michael Porter Jr. got hurt, and then Aaron Gordon got hurt, they basically ran with 3.5 guys out there, and it was. It's tough.
Yeah, you're depending on Julian Strawther, Peyton Watson, guys like that have never done anything in the league. It's going to be tough night in and night out, especially in the postseason against Oklahoma City, who's just on fire, who believes, and they should. I mean, they've been the best team all year, so they should have that belief about themselves. But yeah, the Nuggets.
After that series, I pretty much considered them inevitable. After they beat the Nuggets in 7. I was like, man, I kind of hoped that the Timberwolves would have a chance, but I didn't really see anybody who could beat them. Now here we are in the finals, and we'll talk about that here soon. That's surprising us, but
yeah. So let's move to the conference finals. We can cover that very quickly. The Pacers and the Knicks. Man, I'm going to be completely honest. I chose the Knicks in this series. I just didn't see. I didn't see the Pacers winning in the fashion that they won. I mean. If you would have told me that the Pacers are going to win this series in 6 games, I'd have been like, okay, like I'm going to guess they won games 3 and 4 in Indiana, and they finished it out 5 and 6 somehow, whatever. But for them to go into the Garden in games 1 and 2 and just steal the Knicks' heart like that, bro, I mean, Halliburton with the
yeah, like that game 1 killed them, man. Like the Knicks pretty much had to win 5 times.
Yeah,
they had that game 1 the whole game. They were up 20, like or pretty much in the last
6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, 6-7 minutes. So they should have. That was a crazy game to unfold. Just to watch it. I mean, the Pacers just keep doing this.
They keep doing this.
They're like some zombies. So, I mean, that's that. At that point, I thought the Pacers was going to win the series. I didn't. I like you. I thought the Knicks had it, but you can't to lose a game like that. Like that. That's just. It's going to start people pointing fingers. It's going to start, people like just
which they did
pissed off. Yeah. It's just too hard to recover from that in a short time. Like, and when it's throughout the season, you just throw it in the trash as one night, whatever. But a game like that, whew,
it's hard.
So I think that almost might have lost Tibbs his job. I mean,
almost. It 100% did. Like, breaking news: Tom Thibodeau has been fired from the New York Knicks. I mean, man. To me, this series was interesting because, like I said, like before the series, I just thought that the Knicks had more high end talent, and I thought that would be enough. But which honestly they do. They have more high end talent.
And how they beat the Pacers, I mean, they were like celebrating in the city like they won a championship. They just looked like they had the aura, they had everything going for them. But,
But ultimately, the Pacers are just so deep. And I'm pretty sure I said this on our last pod, but like. When you have Tyrese Halliburton that's going to hit 5 threes, okay, fine. He's their best player. He's going to take the majority of the shots, fine. But you can't have Aaron Nesmith also hitting 5 threes. You can't have Andrew Nembhard hitting 5 threes. You can't have Benedict Mathurin come off the bench and give you 20. You can't have CJ McConnell having 5 steals and getting 3 layups. You can't have Miles Turner hitting 3 threes. You can't have fucking
Siakam.
I didn't mention Pascal Siakam, like the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Like there's just ultimately the Pacers were just I hate to say this, I really do. It feels like 2011 all over again, bro. It feels like 2011 where Dallas was just making everything. Now I will say that Dallas team had an all-time talent in a Dirk Nowitzki,
at least they had top talent.
And they were destroying people. Like I will never forget us coming off our back-to-back championship, playing the Mavs in the second round. I was like, we got them. Like we got them.
A buzzsaw. We couldn't. It was apparent early in the series. We couldn't do anything with those guys. Like
they kicked our ass. Like we were getting blown up by 20. And back then,
like Dirk's making everything. Yeah, Sean Marion making everything. JJ
Barea, boy.
Jason's kids. Like what's going on? Like Jason Terry. Like they couldn't stop any of these guys.
Yeah, it was just a magical run. And this, I don't know. It kind of feels like this just because of all of the late game heroics. Whether it's Nesmith making 5 threes in the final 5 minutes of a game, or Tyrese Halliburton just constantly gaming people, whether it's like a key rebound, a key block, it's just like everything just seems to just go
crazy
the
Hail Mary bank 3.
Like what's going on? Like I don't know, but yeah, the Knicks do not have a coach. It seems like a lot of people internally blame Karl Anthony Towns for his defense. And they're just absolving Jalen Brunson just because he's short, I guess. But those two got picked on the most in this series.
So let me tell you how I feel like this happened. So we know Tibbs coached Towns in Minnesota, and I just feel like as soon as they lost, like all the sources that were saying, Towns is the reason, Towns. I feel like that was coming from Tibbs, and he was just trying to protect himself because. I mean, they know what they were getting into. They know what they were signing up for with Towns. Like this, that's not a surprise. I mean, otherwise he did really well. He's better than Julius Randle for them. And like I said, they just gave Jalen Brunson the pass. His dad's on the coaching staff, and I guess they're getting all types of favors and preferential treatment. So I don't know. It just sound like they had a lot of drama behind the scenes that it's not apparent on the floor, like why they necessarily felt like they had to make this move like a couple days after the series ended.
Yeah,
but it must have just been Tibbs. He must just be an asshole, or they don't like him. They just couldn't wait to be done with it.
What do you think
I
about?
don't really see who's out there.
I was about to say, what do you think about potential coaching candidates? It's so funny. It seems like Knicks fans are convinced that Rick Brunson is about to come into this head coaching job, and they think it was an inside job all along. Yeah, they think that'd be kind of crazy. Yeah, like Jalen Brunson's dad being his head coach in the NBA. Has that ever happened? Did Mike Dunleavy coach Mike Dunleavy Jr.? No, probably not.
I don't think so. Maybe George Karl coaching his son.
Oh,
but I don't even know if that's happened. I don't even think he.
What about Carl? Rick Barry? Did he coach his sons? Nah.
No, I think he was pretty much out the league. He wasn't really affiliated with anybody like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I can't really think of that.
Interesting.
So,
yeah.
I hope not. I mean, I feel like the East is wide open after seeing what the Celtics are decimated. The Pacers,
the Bucks are decimated.
The Bucks, yeah, we talked about them last time, I believe. So, the Knicks are right there. I mean, so I hope they don't just be cheap with it or just get anybody just because relationships or whatever. Hope they're actually trying to get a championship coach, and I don't know who that would be. Mike Malone is the name that people just assume because he's out there.
What do you think about Jason Kidd?
I don't
see it either.
I don't really see him making that big of a difference. Like, Jason Kidd, he's had his highs and lows. I mean, some years he's like, what's going on? What's he doing there? Some years, like last season, they made the finals.
Yeah.
That was Luka, but you still, even if you have the talent, you have to massage relationships and get guys to play right and all that. Like, I used to hate when. It's probably before your time when you used to argue about this in school and stuff. But like how people used to talk about Phil Jackson, how he didn't do anything. Just you got Jordan and Pippen. Oh, you got Shaq and Kobe, or whatever. But that you don't win by accident. Like you gotta get these egos and talents to work together and to row in the same whatever the phrase is, row in the same row together.
Oh,
whatever. Yeah. So. That Steve Kerr, what he's been able to do with the Warriors. I mean, that's a job. So
yeah,
I don't really. I mean, I'm hearing that they're also looking at say like Jason Kidd, like they're looking at coaches that are currently hired, or like Ime Udoka. Maybe going to throw the bag at Steve Kerr. I don't know why he would leave the Warriors for that job, but maybe the Knicks are closer to championship contention for them. But we'll see how this play out. They must have somebody in mind to make a move like that. I feel like it'll probably surprise people though. It's probably not going to be somebody that that's just out there. What about Jeff Van Gundy? That'd be kind of funny. If he came
back. They would literally fight. Jeff Van Gundy's nuts. Like he's
a Tibbs guy too. So I don't know.
he's still a part of that old school. He don't give a fuck about your feelings. Run, bitch. And like he's nuts to me. I would love to see him back on commentary, but as a coach, I don't think he would survive in today's NBA with these quote unquote soft players. I just don't think he'd survive.
Yeah. His brother's similar and he kind of got ran out too. So
he did. Yeah. Very quickly, but his team was very young with that Pistons team. Where are we? The other series, the Thunder and the Wolves. Yeah. This was boring. I knew this. First of all, going into the series, I knew it was going to be boring. I knew that Minnesota.
I thought this was going to be a good. For some reason, I thought Minnesota was ready to step to the challenge. Like how good they looked against the Lakers. Like how they handled business against the Warriors. Lakers, they just looked like they knew the answer to the test and they were ready for the next.
Can't fool me. No, look, niggas want to play so hard when they play against the Lakers. Naz Reid 10 threes. Mike Conley, all of a sudden you're 21 again. You're running and dunking. Julius Randle.
He wasn't dunking.
Rudy Gobert. Okay. All of a sudden they go against a real team. And I saw it. Like I was just like, no, like this I thought they were gonna get swept. Honestly, I was like, this Minnesota team is not good.
Hold on, going into it, you thought they were going to be swept?
I thought they were going to get swept. I thought that, bro, like I promise, like to me, this Minnesota team is not good. And I feel like if they would have went against literally anybody else, they would have got their ass kicked in the first round. But they just happened to go against the one team that they had a crazy matchup advantage against, and it showed. And I had no faith in this team, especially against Oklahoma City. I was just like if they would have played Denver, I would have been like, okay, because of the matchups, I think that it would have been a decent series. But once OKC won, I was like, they're going to the finals. Like they're going to win
One
the
thing
finals.
going into it, I was like, yeah, they're going. And Edwards is going to have a hard time. Similar how they
Yep.
just locked up Jamal Murray. Like,
Yep.
what is how is he going to get off here? I just assumed he was going to make some threes, but I think he only had one game where he had 30 or whatever, like over 25. Julius Randle, I mean,
Woo!
wow, yeah, he had one good game too, but every other game was terrible. Like not just average, it was terrible.
Yep.
So they're
Okay,
going to have
then
some
they're gonna
decisions to make there. What to do with him? Maybe he's just fodder for them trying to get KD. I don't know, but I don't know if KD helps that team either. So
Yeah. I don't think so.
I feel like with the Rudy Gobert thing, I just feel like if you're paying him $50 million, you're just handicap your team. Like it'll be great for regular season, you'll win some games, but when you need it, you got $50 million ankle weight.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and ultimately he got played off the floor quickly in this series. Like, which, the Lakers couldn't do. But anyway, I want to talk about the Lakers.
We need some speed, man. Like, yeah, we can't. Yeah, we'll get to the Lakers off season here in a few weeks. But
yeah, NBA Finals though, we're here, man. The NBA Finals have begun as of, like I said, we're recording this on a Sunday right before Game 2. And Game 1 is just a very, very interesting game, man. Pacers and the Thunder, two teams that have never won an NBA championship, by the way. So it'll be a first for either one of these franchises, which I think is super cool. But yeah, like, going into the series, I hate to say it again, I gave the Indiana Pacers literally no chance. I was like, this is going to be a sweep. I don't see how they're going to win a single game. But as this game 1 went on, I was like, oh, like Oklahoma City's not dominating like I thought they would. And the Pacers, more importantly, the Pacers are hanging around.
Despite them throwing the ball all over.
I was about to say, yeah, keep in mind, in the first half of this game, they had 20 turnovers, 20. And they finished the game with 25. I thought the Pacers looked like a deer in headlights, like when the game started. Like they were like, "Oh shit, this is the finals! Like this is real." And it just showed like everybody aside from Siakam was just
Turnover.
yeah. But look, shout out to Pascal Siakam. Like it took the team 4 quarters to get it together, but once they did, like Siakam was the one leading the charge. And then what do you know? Tyrese Halliburton again, game winner in your face. Like to me, this game tells me more about the Pacers than it does the Thunder. Like to me, the Pacers won this game more than the Thunder lost it, if that makes sense. I just feel like the Pacers did almost everything right, and they didn't play a good game at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
They missed a whole bunch of threes. Like I said, they turned the ball over a whole hell of a lot. Tyrese Halliburton really didn't have a problem getting anywhere on the floor, and they didn't have nothing for Siakam, which Oklahoma City should be worried about because he was doing whatever he wanted to. So
you said they missed a whole bunch of threes, and it felt like that watching the game, but they shot 46%.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, yeah, but I think that's because they made a whole bunch in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So SGA took 31 shots or something like that for 30 points. Don't love that. And of course, J-Dub
really?
is
I actually liked that he was aggressive. Maybe he saw it in his teammates that they were kind of pressing him because you said that it was apparent that the Thunder, that the Pacers were kind of shook, but the Thunder, it felt like SGA was the only one really bringing it. Like they had all those turnovers, they had all those opportunities, and they just really wasn't making shots.
Yeah.
And why did they, another thing that's talked about a lot in game 1, they made the lineup change, starting small with Case and Wallace over Hartenstein. I don't really understand why they did that.
Yeah, I think it was for matchups because they wanted to be able to switch everything. And I guess they just felt like with Miles Turner stretching the floor, they couldn't successfully switch with Hartenstein and Chet. Like maybe it would just leave the basket too open. But Siakam abused that matchup. So right. I don't know if they can do that again. And I guess we'll find out, later tonight. But
see, it's almost like the Thunder are built for like man defense. Like they're meant for stopping players. Like if you got a star, they're going to try to stop that star. But like we talked about before, the Pacers, they play so different. They move the ball.
They had 6 guys in double figures in this game.
Right, exactly. Halliburton could have 31 game, and then now this game he has 14, and it's a great game.
Yeah.
Like for him,
10 rebounds and 6 assists. He still had a decent game.
Yeah, but I'm saying he's not the type that has to get 25, 30
for his first team
dominate.
to win. Yes.
Yeah, for his team to win. Like you just illustrated, 6 guys could be in double figures, and that's like on an average night for them. The Thunder could do that too. That's where you see some similarities in the teams. Mm-hmm. But the Thunder, they're just meant for defending. They're built for defending, like one-on-one. Like they're built for stoppers. Like Lou Dortz is a stopper. Cason Wallace is a stopper. Yeah. Caruso is a bit of a both. He's a stopper and a great help defender, like a fantastic help defender too. Mm-hmm. Same with like Holmgren and Hartenstein. They're more help defenders, but they're perimeter guys. They're meant for stopping for the most part. And I just feel like maybe they didn't really know. They were a little discombobulated with that. I don't know. But even then, they had a lot of turnovers. They forced a lot of turnovers, like live ball turnovers at that. But they just weren't able to capitalize. Maybe, I don't know. That's why I kind of feel like to me, it looked like they were a little shook. Maybe the nerves and all the pomp and circumstance, though there wasn't as much as we normally used to this year. I don't know what's going on with ABC. Yeah. That's another subject too. But the crowd was intense. All the stuff, the media, the worldwide media, it's just different. You're not used to seeing all that, especially in Oklahoma. So I expect them to be better tonight in game 2. But for sure. It felt like they took them a while to get the jitters off, and they were up most of the game, so maybe they felt comfortable in that state. But once it got down to nut cutting time, the Pacers knew what to do. They've been doing this all season. I think Halliburton was like, he's like 13 or 15 on game winners. Just saw some crazy stuff.
Something crazy, yeah. Something crazy. I think he's only missed
Lakers
one
this year. I mean, I think LeBron had like a game winning tip on them.
So he did.
Script on them. Yeah. So but
Nembhard hit a game winner on us like a year or two ago, but I'll never forget.
I was about to say, I feel like they hit one on us recently too. Yeah.
There's 2 things I want to point to in this game 1. One, Jalen Williams was 6 for 19, 1 of 4 from 3, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. I think he has to be better.
He looked aggressive though. It's not like he just supposed to make shots.
Right, yeah. But that's a problem. It's the NBA Finals. Yeah. And then there's Chet Holmgren. Yeah, there's Chet Holmgren. I mean, 2 of 9, 24 minutes. Like, whoa. Like, it's not like he was in foul trouble. Like, he just got played off the floor.
And I meant to bring this up. I thought he was really coming against the Wolves. He kind of dominated. Like, he had a really great series. It felt like he was coming of age. That last game 5, he straight killed those guys. So I was like, oh, here we go. Like we're fucked now. Jalen Williams has ascended, and now Chet Holmgren has ascended. Like there's about to be a Thunder dynasty, and maybe that's how it plays out in the finals. But definitely this is the game where Chet looked like he had a deer in headlights.
Yeah, and then last thing I want to say about the Thunder before I talk about the Pacers. To me, their benchmark for success is almost always their bench. And their bench was 12 from 3. We got 1 3 from Caruso, 1 from Isaiah Joe. Nobody else made it 3. Whereas Obi Toppin came off the bench and made 5 threes for the Pacers. Thomas Bryant made it 3.
Know he was a shooter like that.
TJ McConnell made it 3. Ben Shepherd made it 3. It's just like, and yeah, like Obi Toppin, first of all, like, how dare you? How dare you be so ass for the Knicks?
I must say he's been beasting for these guys in these playoffs. He's been great off the bench.
Yeah, he really has.
Thomas Bryant, former Laker. Oh.
Yep, former Laker, man.
I kind of do like him, but whatever.
I mean, look, ultimately, as we move on and talk about game 2 tonight, I do think that the Thunder are going to turn it around, and I think they're going to win tonight, probably convincingly. They haven't lost back-to-back games in Oklahoma City all season, and I don't really expect that to change tonight. I would love for it to. I'm rooting for the Pacers, but I just don't see it. And I still think that Oklahoma City is going to win this series. I just think that ultimately they have better high-end talent, and I think that they're just as deep. And, those guys that didn't hit all those threes that they normally hit at home, I'm sure they're going to feel a lot more at home after getting an entire game under their belt. So I think Oklahoma City is going to win tonight. I mean, history says it is. Like if you go down 2-0 to this Pacers team, you're cooked.
But if the Pacers go on the road and win both games, Oklahoma, like
that's devastating.
Yeah,
that's devastating.
Then you have to win both in Indiana.
Yeah,
which they could do.
Which they could. They absolutely could do. But like, aren't we just kind of repeating the conversations that we had with the Knicks and the Cavs? Like. Yep. So
So
we'll see if
I feel
history is
like this is a
different.
must win, basically, what I'm about to say, because
This is a must win.
you don't want to end up in
Okay.
this trap again with the Pacers.
So
They
what do you
have to
think?
win this game.
What do you think that the Oklahoma City Thunder needs to change? Because I don't think that you can count on 20 turnovers and a half again for the Pacers. I don't think that you can count on Tyrese Halliburton 6 of 13, 2 of 7 from 3. I don't know if you can count on that in back-to-back games. So what do you think that the Pacers, or excuse me, the Thunder can do to help change the outcome of game 2?
Well, I feel like they got to make more shots. I mean, offensively, I feel like that was their main issue. They just felt too tight in game 1. They got to get some shots to fall. So whether that's getting out on the break more and getting some layups,
Converting those turnovers,
converting the turnovers, actually, yeah. So they just got to tune up and actually play better. But like you were saying, the Pacers, I mean, you can't expect them to turn it over that much. They're probably going to play better in game 2 as well. So
yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched these teams a lot, by the way, but either of these teams a lot throughout the season. I've watched a bit of Thunder playoff ball.
Yeah.
The Pacers, over them as well, but I didn't watch much of the Cavs series, frankly, because it was like a blowout almost every night. It was like, what's going on? So I'm not going to say I like I'm experts on these teams. So it's fun to actually get to learn more about them as I'm watching them. What do you think about the ratings conversation? Do you think after how game 1 ended that more people are going to tune in for game 2? I actually didn't see what the ratings were. For game
I would hope so. And I did see a stat that this is one of the lowest rated game 1s in however many years. But I mean, whoever didn't watch missed a great game. So, okay, cheers to you, I guess, for missing a great game. I don't know. I mean, if people need LeBron James and Steph Curry to tune into the NBA Finals, then you're not a fan. And yeah, I mean, fine. I mean, it's not going to stop me from watching, but you got to find new guys to root for. Like both of them niggas old, so who knows if they'll ever be on the stage again. So right. You have to adapt or leave, and I guess that could be catastrophic to the NBA, but who knows?
So I kind of touched on this before, like. There's been also discussion about is the NBA marketing and like presenting the product well. Like we're still in 720p in the finals.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's what the hell? It's 2025. They don't put enough things on the court and on the TV on the jerseys showing that it's the finals, other than like when they go to commercial and stuff.
There were more YouTube TV ads on the floor than there were NBA Finals logos in Game 1, which is crazy. Nasty work.
So Adam Silver, like this, what's going on, man? Like, you did a lot of great things, but it feels like he's just worried about the revenue, the money, the revenue, but like you got to worry about the brand, like the product, like. So just a little more focus on these things. Like let it, something to be said about you could pull up YouTube. And pull up, 1997 NBA Finals opening intro or something. They'll have Marv Albert or whatever. They'll hype up the game and just little stuff like that. Let it feel like a promo. There's little kids that's watching this, and this could be their next hero on unfolding on TV. Let them be hype about Tyrese Halliburton and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the 68 win Thunder Behemoth. It's David versus Goliath. Will the Pacers have a chance? They've won game 1. Can they slay this giant? Let's get some drama, man. Come on, like where the promos at? Cut the promos.
Hey, man, I totally agree. I don't know what can be done to fix it at this point, but it definitely just feels kind of like business. Like it's just like business as usual.
It's just corporate.
Yeah,
it's like corporate business. Yeah, like come on.
Yeah, this is the NBA Finals. Maybe. In game 1, it's because the expectation because even Vegas had the Thunder at negative 900, I think, to win this series. So maybe just because they thought, that means that if you bet $100, you're only going to win 9. If they win,
only win 9,
$9, yeah, yeah. Wow. That means they're overwhelming favorites. Yeah, overwhelming favorites to win this.
You're basically giving them money to get $9 to probably get your $9 back, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason to take that bet. I mean, unless you just want to win $9. So, shout out to you, weirdos. But yeah, one thing I do want to touch on before we go, Adam Silver did mention because as we know, inside the NBA and TNT is ending. and they're going to go to NBC or ESPN. I'm still not sure what network they're going to be on.
Just ESPN. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, but
I don't know how they're going to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, no. Apparently, the show will still be ran from Atlanta. It'll still have the TNT crew. Like it should feel the same. Like there really shouldn't be much difference. What do you mean?
Will it be after the game, or will it go to Scott Van Pelt Sports Center after the game, or whatever?
No, it should go to them. It should go to inside the NBA. That's like the whole thing. But Adam Silver mentioned that next year the All-Star game is going to be on NBC, and it's going to be during the Winter Olympics, and they're thinking about doing USA versus the world. This is something that's come up numerous times throughout the years. We've got a lot of foreign-born players that could be on the roster, but I don't know if we have enough to roster an all-star team because you need 12 guys. So what do you think about the format? Do you think it's better than what we currently have? Because, man, they are so sick of just doing East versus West, which it shows in ratings. Like, people don't care about the all-star game at all anymore. So what do you think? Because this past year's format sucked, whatever it was. It sucked. Like
I don't even think it's East versus West or who's playing necessarily. It's about obviously who's playing matters, but like I think it's just these players, they don't really give a fuck. Like they're just out here chucking up 40-foot threes and jogging down the court and just not playing any defense, not attacking the basket at all. Nobody wants to see that shit. Like and they're charging an arm and a leg for whatever celebrities to get in there. Like they're all chilling and drinking and mingling, waiting for the parties. Like, so it just feel like an afterthought by the time he gets to the actual game. So I don't know how they fix that. Like that's an All-Star weekend thing, or like just a culture around the All-Star game thing. I don't really know what they do about that.
Yeah. Do you think the USA versus World would be entertaining?
No, because Jokic, Luka Doncic, these guys don't give a fuck. Like they don't be playing hard. So like it's just gonna be Giannis and Shea trying to carry it against whatever Ant and whoever's on the US side that actually try.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I don't think that's gonna matter to those guys either. It's either got to be they change it to like a Friday night or Saturday night, and then let them get their weekend, let them party, but like don't hold it till Sunday because by then they're just itching to go to Cancun. Like they're ready to get out of there.
You know what? I think this happened in 2014 or 15, whenever they instituted the little 3 or 4 day break that you get after the All-Star weekend. Mm-hmm. I think
that's what made it worse.
Yeah, like I think that is like perfectly ties to when people really stopped giving a fuck. Like it was just like, okay, like just stupid little All-Star game. Like I'm not finna go hard because I'm already got my reservations booked for Vegas.
Right.
Like,
I ain't about to be limping in Cabo.
Right, yeah. Got to be ready for the hose. So yeah, I get it. I mean, okay, I get it. You might be right.
They got the jet ready. Hop out of there as soon as the game is.
Also,
like this last year,
LeBron
showed up like just at the blue in his civvies, and I think he left by halftime. Like he just straight up he just said, "Hey, I ain't even playing."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's crazy.
So these guys don't give a damn.
Yeah, hopefully, the USA versus the world will cure it. We'll see.
No, bro, it will not. It will not. You gotta stop. You can just wish and pray all you want, but you gotta give these guys an incentive or like make it a reason that changes what they're doing.
That's
not
hilarious.
Gonna work. It's not gonna work.
You're like so sure it ain't gonna happen. Really.
It's not. It's like a whole culture thing. It's too far gone, unfortunately, without some radical changes. Like,
yeah. Okay, last thing. Make sure you guys like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the pod. Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. Why am I promoting for these niggas? Fuck them. Anyway, that's it.
Tonight somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Catch the highlights.
Somewhere, sometime. All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir.